The Speed Champions theme is still going strong and kicking off 2026 in a heavy way. You know what I mean if you're a Back to the Future fan.
Whoa, this is heavy.
At this point, LEGO has revealed 2 sets releasing on January 1st, both of which are popular movie cars that will attract a wide audience of consumers. This is the time machine built by Doc Brown using a DMC Delorean. Hey, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style? LEGO's interpretation is not only spot on, but has its own character with standard LEGO pieces you would find in other sets. A fishing pole is used for the lightning rod. Good part choice. The car is decked out with detail. It has the suggested plutonium-powered reactor core, oversized exhaust vents, and all of the details that create the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity to send this car traveling through time when it hits 88 miles per hour. The build will be a mixed bag of sticker-applied details and printed ones, but I believe the prints will outnumber the stickers here. The details on the trans light blue elements may be printed. I can't say that for certain, but it looks like the decorations come to the edges of the pieces, which is not the case when you apply stickers. The headlights appear to be printed, though the DMC logo is definitely not. There are a couple of stickers on each side of the car to accomplish some black stripes, like the large one covering a 2x6 tile. The 2x2 round tiles inserted into the wheels are printed and look great. Notice the gray side printing on the canopy piece. I appreciate this extra effort, and there's even some black lines printed on the lowest part to represent an opening in the window. There's no abrupt transitions in the printing from one plane to the next. The canopy piece looks exceptional. I really would have liked different part choices though for the mirrors, as this design choice is overly done in the theme, and I'm not a big fan of it. Coming around to the back, the taillights are built up. There's a print on the trans orange cheese slope to continue with the light gray that represents the stainless steel bodywork. There's a sticker used for the DeLorean printing on the black, but the Mr. Fusion and the license plate appear to be prints. By the way, we are actually looking at the alternative build right now. There's no image on LEGO.com to represent the back of the Back to the Future Part 1 car at the moment, but there is going to be an out-of-time license plate, and I'm expecting it to be printed. But going back to the alternate build concept, this is doing the fans a service. Yes, you can either build the car from Part 1 or the flying version from Part 2. We'll have to see if it's an easy conversion for the wheels to be attached facing downward, but personally, I don't care because I already planned on buying multiple copies of this set, not only to build these cars simultaneously, but also a third one to represent the Wild West version from Part 3. Anyway, in flying mode, this car looks great once again. The tires are slicks and are pre-assembled to the rims. Haven't mentioned it yet, but I love the use of the black cable piece to represent the power line. Looks like it's well managed as well. The interior has critical details such as the flux capacitor, which makes time travel possible, and the time circuits display, which tells you when you are, when you have been, and when you are going. Okay, that sounded a bit weird, but that's how time travel works. Let's summarize what we are getting here. The price for new Speed Champions will be $28 in January, a dollar increase from the norm. However, in this case, it turns out to be a great bargain. With 357 pieces, exclusive prints, an iconic car that you can either build to represent movie 1 or 2, basically a 2-in-1 set. And how could I have not mentioned the minifigures until now? You not only get Doc, but Marty as well with his puffer vest. There's only 2 words that I have in mind.
Great Scott!
Now let's move on to the other revealed set. The DeLorean was kind of expected, but this one really shocked me. This is of course Lightning McQueen. This version of him is from the first Cars movie, with his Rusty's sponsorships, and in general, I feel like this was translated pretty well into LEGO form, especially considering how curvy he needed to be. Not gonna lie, it's a little weird referring to a car as he. Most decorative details are done via stickers. For the fact that Sally nicknames him Stickers in the movie, it's actually pretty suiting for LEGO to use stickers, right? But it's a bit unfortunate, especially when it comes to the lightning bolt on the sides, not lining up from one piece to the next. Though some elements are printed, like the rear fender, the curved slopes up above it, there's printing on a side of a plate, all of that looks great. Though the printing of the curved slope above the 95 should have been printed to its lower edge. What's also printed are the Lightyear tires. These printed slicks are pre-assembled to the red rims and look amazing. Also like the fact that they brick-built the side exhaust tips, and that's done on both sides. I'm also happy that the mouth was brick-built, and it was done right with the fender piece being used upside down. The shapes used up front are good choices on making his cheeks rounded, and even having some dimples. From most angles, the mouth looks great, though from the top you can see this small void. Now let's talk about his eyes. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like a red-colored windscreen piece is being used on its side, and then a sticker gets placed on top of it. Looking at the back, stickers are used for the Rusty's advertisements and taillights. The angle for the rear wing is done just right. There should be plenty of interesting building techniques with this set. As with the DeLorean, this will retail for $28 on January 1st. However, it contains less pieces, 270 to be exact, and no minifigures, which is understandable for this, but the value here is not as great. Well, anyway, those are my first impressions. I can't wait to build these. Looking forward to see what else is on the horizon for Speed Champions. That does it for this video. I'll talk to you soon.